Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday with me, Ryan, aka Mac. This is a weekly show which covers everything from the world of Star Citizen over the past week. Links to everything discussed can be found in the description below, so let's get on with it. This week we see how character hair is coming along, a close look at the pirate swarm opposition, plus a sneaky concept image of the Banu Mechantman habitation corridor. So last week, courtesy of the Noobifier, we had 2 HCS voice packs to give away. All you had to do was be a subscriber to my channel here on YouTube and leave a comment below telling me what you're most excited for in the persistent universe. The winner will have a choice between the Alex, the Eli, or the Verity packs. So the first winner is Mikhail Shelkov, who says he's looking forward to seeing the Carrack in hangar. I'm not even sure if it'll fit in the hangar, but congratulations, sir. And the second winner is Julian Dunen, who said he wants to see epic space wars between orgs. So congratulations to both of you. Please send me a private message with which pack you would like and let me know your emails. But the giveaways don't end there. We do have another 2. Big thanks to the Noobifier for these to give away. So to enter for this week's giveaway, subscribe to my channel as usual and let me know what your favourite ship is. So kicking off this week with the RSI newsletter, they started off by talking about the 2.6.1 patch, which is scheduled to come soon. They're going to release this on the production schedule outlining the goals for 2.6.1. You can see that here. I'll put the link in the description for you to go and see what they have planned. This will improve the game's performance, deliver features like in-game leaderboards, message ordering, and the new serialized variable system, plus addressing some balancing issues. They are planning on a 2.6.2 patch to include the Mega Map feature to allow players to seamlessly connect to different multiplayer matches or jump into a single-player match without loading. This will also include the multi-region servers, so we will no longer have the 200 ping that we see in Star Marine. They also mentioned in this newsletter that they will provide more specifics on 3.0 once they are set, and they're hoping to roll out the spectrum to everyone with 2.6.1. So currently they are in a lot of meetings. This is why we haven't seen anything to do with the production schedule of recent, because they are still deciding what's going on. But also at the very bottom of this newsletter, we got to see the Banu Mechantmans Interior. Now this is looking just incredible. It is the first time we've got to see well, not the first time, but a quick sneak peek really of the interior and how the corridors are going to look. The aesthetic is very alien. It looks like something out of Farscape. And this is the habitation area, apparently, the habitation corridor. So I think either side there'll be doors leading off to the bedding and the areas where you can log off. Very, very cool. Let me know your thoughts on that one. So, on Around the Verse this week, it was the first regular episode. They are focused now on the upcoming patches. Lots of discussions and plannings for this year's schedule for 2017. And they're just slightly adjusting content, as we heard. Lawmakers and Bug Smashers is staying. Happy Hour is replacing RTV. They are taking the community section of ATV and making it into its own show called Citizens of the Stars, which is very close to Citizens of the Verse, I must say. But for the LA update, the clothing and outfit production is under full force. We saw the Explorer suit being made. This was part of the sneak peek last week. They will be creating multiple suits, providing advantages and disadvantages in different scenarios. It is going to be interesting to see them all, because we'll have to buy them and store them in our ships. You never know what you might need. They're also deep into polishing heads and hair options. We got to see a few options here of some hair. The heads are just looking fantastic. It's going to be great when we get to design our characters. They're also diving into the Drake Buccaneer. It's now in grey box. They need to complete the nose, the cockpit, and the rear landing gear. Then it goes into the final art stage. Engineering is working on Radar 2.0 to take advantage of Item 2.0. We'll see more on this when the time comes, I expect. And they are far into the Mega Map code. In particular, loading and unloading of object containers to reduce the loading times getting into the game modes and loading between game modes. So the focus this week was on Pirate Swarm. It is the essential testbed for Star Citizen and Squadron 42. As we know, Arena Commander is very important to the actual development of the game. They're testing different AI behaviours for multiple ships and have introduced new tech for artists like colouring and skinning ships and so forth. It is an evolution of Vandal Swarm, but they want it to feel unique and completely different. So we get an array of enemies. These are all Nova Rider enemies, part of the Pirate Pack. The one in the Aurora LN is known as a Brawler. The 350R is the sniper-style ship. The nuisance ship is the M50, which has a sucker punch to take out shields. It generally won't kill you, but it takes down your shields and then everyone else can come and attack you. It's quite an interesting concept. I do like that idea. The Cutlass is known as the gunship, so don't get caught by that. And then the long-range Punisher is the Gladiator. And then a final sort of battle you have is with the battleship, which is the Constellation, which is going to be an excellent sort of battle to have because those things are now tough. Anyway, 2.6 will bring in the aces. These will be the best pilots with the best weaponry, really overpowered. They said that 2.6.1 Pirate Swarm will be very, very hard compared to what it is now. I assume these are like your aces that were in Vandal Swarm. If you want to get your pirate skin for your Caterpillar, I suggest going through it now before 2.6.1 comes out. Anyway, the ships for the Pirate Swarm, they have been rapidly updating them. They've got the custom pirate skins, which is a crimson, red and black. They've tinted the material so it's easier to identify them, but there's no reflective surfaces, so it's a lot stealthier, which you will get with the Caterpillar pirate skin if you complete all of the waves. Anyway, that was Around the Verse, guys. Let me know your thoughts. So, on this week's Happy Hour, this is what has replaced Reverse the Verse. Today's community guest was Grey-Headed Gamer, and they played through Pirate Swarm together. They actually won Pirate Swarm. They got to the very end, although it did say defeat. They did get through it. I can vouch for that. But the developer guest was Sean Tracey. He currently said that they're working on the female animations and hand fixes. They're getting the female player ready to get into the game. They've got some female AI running around as well, testing them out. But they still need to feminize some of the animations so that they don't walk around and animate like guys. During this little interview, he did talk about the tracked vehicles like tanks and said that they would be easy to do, especially with this engine that they've got now. It is something they have talked about, so I expect down the line sometime when we have proper battles on planets and things, tracked vehicles like tanks will be a part and parcel of it. He talked about anti-aliasing as well, and the Lumberyard has apparently 10 different options. For Star Citizen, they don't want to crank it up by default. Once shaded development is done, he says that they will bring in AA. It tends to come closer to the end of development, and he wants us to have as many options. So we will see what we get. The new patcher is, they've got a test build for it, and it's currently in the devs' hands. They're testing it. So sooner or later that will come online, hopefully sooner than later. Someday Sean Tracey did say that he would love to add mechs to the game. We know there's going to be the sort of the Titan armor suit which will come in a feature release someday. That's pretty much confirmed. But he says currently there's no sort of balance between ships and infantry. Ships will obviously devour the infantry, so they need some form of powered armor or big battle armor to carry ship-sized weapons. He doesn't mean like capital ship weapons, just smallish weapons, maybe size 1, size 2s, possibly size 3s at the biggest, but that would be awesome. Anyway, for 2.6.1, the pass on GeForce Eye stabilization will be coming in, and the mega map, as we've touched on in Around the Verse, is the singular map that can support every other map, so it shunts from single player to multiplayer without offline loading screens. For example, going from Arena Commander to the hangar within an instance, basically, which would be very useful, and just, you know, if you can cut out loading screens, then hell, just do it. So there was a question regarding cargo, and is it going to affect the handling of in 3.0? And he says, currently the amount of ammo and the variety of weapons that you have already affects your mass and the way the ship handles. The thing is, the difference is so minor that you don't realise. He says that designers will need to fine-tune the variation of mass and how it will affect your ship. Currently it's just so minor you don't notice it, so they'll need to increase that a little bit, and then hopefully they'll do it for 3.0 when we do get cargo, because that will make a bit of a difference. So, you know, if you're in trouble, you'd be able to drop your cargo or your items of mass, and your flight will change, you'll be quicker, you'll be able to accelerate away much quicker. So he's touched on the schedule report as well. It will be coming. Currently, as I say, they're in summits, they're in meetings, just planning it out. Someone asked about the hangar doors that were demoed a while back and how they opened and you can enter into the world. And he says, the mega map is the kind of tech that they need to do this, but the difficulty is, on a planet having thousands of players in the same area, how do they handle some of these, everyone, you know, being in the same hangar? They have looked into it and they have some ideas, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did come about, but they've just got to iron it out, I think. Next question was about plans for planetside racing, and although he says there's nothing official, he said it would be cool if players could create their own racing tracks, maybe put start points and checkpoints throughout the game, and then figure out a way to make them persist. It does sound like there will be a lot of player-driven content in this game, and I think racing and racetracks will be one of those. If it can persist on a planet, and then you can have like an annual or a weekly challenge going on where people can come down and watch, a bit like pod racing really in Star Wars, it would just be so epic. Anyway, the final question for Sean was, what planet are you most looking forward to? And he said Microtech. This is the sort of Hoth snow planet that we see. He said he's seen it on the screen being developed and he just can't wait to run around it. Anyway, that was the happy hour. It doesn't tend to give out too much information, but a little bit here and there. So also this week we had a subscriber town hall focusing on the persistent universe. If you want to see what was said, follow the link in the description to my video covering it. There was a new booty call post titled Nova Riders. This delved into the history of the infamous pirates that are now found in Arena Commander's Pirate Swarm. Mark was back with Bug Smashers, fixing up the Caterpillar door bug, and finally the latest jump point is available for all RSI subscribers. I just want to give a quick shout out to BritterzenCon, which is a UK fan organised Star Citizen event which will be happening in Manchester at the Radisson Blu Hotel on April the 22nd. If you are interested in heading down and meeting everyone, including myself, other backers and developers like Brian Chambers, follow the link below to their website. It's BritterzenCon.uk to learn more. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for watching and thank you to our subscribers, plus a massive thank you to our patrons as you make this possible. If you like what we do and want to help us make it better, follow the link in the description to our Patreon page to learn more.